does last season's loss serve as a motivator this week, even with all the changes? Is that something that still eats away at you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, to lose a game like that we should have won, there's just a couple of plays there that we just put ourselves in a bad position. I mean, that stings. You still feel it, watching the film from last year. I mean, no matter the new staff or whatever, I mean, a lot of those guys are still here. So, it definitely goes into a little bit of pride coming in there.
Do the coaches do anything to tap into that at all, even though they weren't part of this? And it's kind of a weird dynamic where, if you win that game, who knows if those guys are even here,
Yeah, I don't think it really matters. I think it's just, the guys that were here and that played in that game were there for the game. I mean, that's all you really need right there. No one else has to say anything about it.
Looking at the stats, you guys dominated it from a statistical standpoint, held the ball for 38 minutes, outgained them 2-1. But it was 11 penalties that seemed to undo things. He was playing clean, a point of emphasis this week like he did against Buffalo.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's one of Coach Fickle's things he talks about a lot, is not beating yourselves, stuff like that. So I think, it just goes to show you last year what the penalties will do to you. I mean, you can have the best offense ever, but those penalties are really hurt. So I think we kind of hurt ourselves last year, and that's just something, it's kind of nice in the fact that we're in control of it for this game here. So
I remember one of the first videos that they showed when Coach Fickle was here was talking about your guys' record and one-possession games, and then looking at the penalty statistics and all that. Well, what has gone on in practice or even maybe conditioning to maybe help you guys get over that hump?
Yeah, well, he always talks about finishing the games in the fourth quarter there, and in practice you can see. I think we do 2 minute every day, sometimes twice a day. 2 minute definitely is my favorite, but I think that really emphasizes kind of finishing it out, really, putting the final nail in the coffin there.
Offensively last week, I know you guys weren't thrilled with how you necessarily played, but when getting 500 yards and 2, easily avoidable turnovers, does that speak to maybe how good you can be considering this was the first week you guys laid it out on the field?
Absolutely, I'd completely agree. I think it's, first game kind of stuff, new offense, new staff, a lot of new players. I think it's just going to be, first game kind of kings. Got to work it out, got to get comfortable. Some of those guys haven't even played in Camp Randall yet. So I think it's, that being said, there was still some awesome stuff to see. So it's exciting to see what's to come.
Do you go on social media or anything to see what people are saying?
Not a ton.
I was going to ask if you were surprised at the reaction. I think people were expecting 4 verticals every time, and because I asked because those type of numbers last year. You would take those any day of the week.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big media guy, but I did hear about it. It's a little disappointing, but what do you expect? People, it's just people online. What do you expect, really?
How conservative or, lack for a better term, vanilla was it in week 1, 2? That's just a playbook, just because it looked like Buffalo was taking away a lot of stuff, and obviously you don't want to show Washington State.
Yeah, I'd say it was fairly conservative for sure. There's just no reason to go out there and put everything you got on film already. There's a lot better teams to come, that's for sure. So yeah, I'd say there's definitely a lot of stuff in the vault. I don't know a whole too much about all X's and O's, but even I could tell. A lot of stuff was kept away, just to save for a better team, I guess.
Does it excite you guys at all? Obviously you guys are going to look at the film of last year's Washington State game. They're going to look at it as well, but everything they're going to turn on kind of is irrelevant.
Yeah. To be honest, all it really comes down to is scoring more points than they do when it comes down to it. And I think a lot of guys are motivated from last year. I think a lot of guys are motivated from the fact, we got to fly all the way over there. And I'm not going to just sit on that plane forever for nothing. So got to make it worth our time.
When you walk into these, close-knit, hostile environments, you guys got to be together as a team. You're not going to come out of there. And all the transfers, all the new faces, new coaching staff, how would you just gauge how close this team is and ready for this when 2 weeks into the season?
I'd say it's unbelievably close. You got to remember this. This team's been together now since the winter. We've done a lot of stuff since then. Not a lot of hard stuff too. Mat drills, spring practices, workouts, squad fest, all that kind of stuff. That stuff wasn't easy. And, kind of bringing the team together has been a lot. Coach Fickle's talked a lot about that. I think we've done a good job of kind of getting there. I mean, there's still more work to be done, of course. It's early in the season, but I think it's a very close team for sure.
And lastly, Muma mentioned after last year's game, he kind of remembers them stomping on the W after the game. I'm curious, have guys talked about that?
No, I didn't. Okay. I don't remember anything about that. But I mean, as soon as we lost, I was pretty. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotions going on already. But I mean, if that is true, I mean, that's horrible. I mean, I'd hope that'd be a lot of fuel for a lot of guys on the team. Like, if it is for me, I guess, that I didn't hear about that. But I mean, to be honest, all that really needs to fuel me, fuel the old line, is that we lost last time in here. So I'm going to go over there and try to kick some ass.